Hey, welcome back to Beyond the Battlefield. I'm Jessica. And today we're stepping into one of the most ironic, surprising, and strangely comforting moments in the entire Bhagavad Gita, in episode 11. Let me bring you in. Arjuna, our warrior, our seeker, our mirror, is at the edge of collapse. He's not just questioning strategy, he's questioning life itself. He finally opens up to Krishna. He says, I surrender to you. I don't know what's right anymore. Please guide me. And you'd think, this is it, right? This is the turning point. The beginning of surrender. But just then, in the very next breath, Arjuna says, I will not fight. I will not fight. I will not fight. Final words, final tone, finality in his voice. And what does Krishna do? He laughs. Yes. In that heavy moment, Krishna laughs. It's jarring, I know. It doesn't fit our usual idea of divine compassion. But today, we're going to unpack why that laugh is not only divine. It's necessary. With me is Anchor, the calm center of this entire series. Anchor, I have to ask, what's really happening here?
This moment right here, it's not just pivotal, it's personal. Because Arjuna doesn't just represent a man on a battlefield, he represents that part of all of us that crumbles under pressure and then declares something bold, hoping it'll make the pain stop.
Please break it down. Because I think I've done this in job decisions, in relationships, even in daily conflicts.
Exactly, we all have. So here's Arjuna in verse 8. He finally opens up. He says, my heart is crushed. My mind is lost. I don't know what to do. Please, I surrender to you. That's not weakness, that's real strength. Because being willing to say, I don't know, that's how every great leader, healer, or thinker has ever grown. But then, just as you feel that breakthrough, Arjuna abruptly closes the door. I will not fight.
So it's like he asks for help and then shuts the door?
Yes, and this happens all the time in our lives. We say, I'm open to feedback. But what we really mean is, tell me I'm right. We say, I'm done with this. But it's just exhaustion talking, not truth.
It's like saying, this is my final decision. But really, you just want the drama to end.
That's it. And Krishna sees this. He sees Arjuna's performance. So he laughs. And this laugh is so deep, it's not laughter at Arjuna. It's laughter through him. He sees the play, the drama, the mask, and he smiles with compassion.
That's like when a friend says, I'm fine. And you just smile, because you know they're not.
Yes, it's that smile that says, I see you, I see through you, and I still love you. Let me share a short story to make this real. Samir is a young startup founder. His product failed its third funding round. Investors are backing out. Team morale is down. One evening, after a long silence, he calls his mentor. He says, I need your advice. His voice is shaky, but there's sincerity. He pauses, and then in the next sentence says, I've already decided I'm shutting it all down. The mentor chuckles softly. Samir is confused. Why are you laughing? The mentor replies, because 5 minutes ago you were looking for light and now you are pulling down the blinds. Don't confuse exhaustion with clarity. That's Krishna's smile in real life.
That hit deep. We've all had a Samir moment, haven't we? Where we say something big, not because we believe it, but because we're scared to feel small.
Exactly. And Arjuna, he's doing the same thing. He says, I won't fight, but Krishna knows. That's not a decision, it's a defense. And that's what makes Krishna's laugh so divine. He's not laughing at weakness, he's laughing at the ego's performance.
So Krishna sees through the act.
Yes, through the act and into the ache. And Jess, there's something so important here. Krishna laughs, not speaks, because words aren't enough. In that moment, he meets Arjuna with something more powerful: awareness. He sees Arjuna's contradiction, and in that gentle chuckle, he says, you're not bad, you're just not ready yet. And that's okay.
It's kind of like a teacher smiling before the real lesson begins.
This laugh is the true beginning of the Gita. It's where the teacher awakens. And here's the poetic part: Arjuna doesn't even notice the laugh.
Wait, he doesn't?
No, he's too overwhelmed, too caught in the noise of his own heart. And again, this is so real for us. When we're hurting, anxious, ashamed, we often miss the little signals. The friend who leans in, the silence that holds space, the gentle smile that says, I've got you.
That's so human. To be surrounded by love and still feel alone.
Yes, but the divine never leaves, even if we don't hear it.
Let's slow down, because some of you listening, you might be in that exact space right now. You're holding a decision. You're telling the world, this is it. But inside, you're unsure. Take a breath. What if, just what if, the certainty is a cover? What if there's more waiting for you after the silence?
You don't have to rush clarity. You just have to stay open a little longer. That's what Krishna's smile is inviting. Not answers, just honesty.
So beautiful. And what about the moment Arjuna sits down in the chariot?
Yes, Sanjaya says, he laid down his bow and arrows and said, this isn't a warrior's pause, it's emotional burnout. He isn't choosing peace, he's collapsing. And Krishna lets him, because real help begins only when we stop pretending.
So his stillness isn't victory. It's the beginning of real surrender.
Yes, not the fake kind, not the I won't fight kind, the kind that's ready to hear, finally.
Which means, next episode?
Yeah, next episode. Krishna finally speaks. After Arjuna's words, after his collapse, comes the voice of truth. And that's where everything begins to change.
Friends, before we close, let me say this. If you're sitting in your chariot, so to speak, lost, confused, sure on the outside but aching on the inside, just know, Krishna is smiling at you too, not in judgment, but in joy, because you're closer to the truth than you think. We saw how Arjuna's no was actually a cry for yes, how Krishna's laugh wasn't mockery, it was invitation, and how silence always holds space for something deeper, anchor. Before we fully close, I feel like there's one last thread we should pull on. This idea of contradiction, of saying one thing while feeling another, it feels so familiar.
Absolutely. It's one of the most human patterns we fall into. We say, I've moved on while still checking their messages. We say, I'm at peace but can't sleep at night. We say, I've made my choice, when deep down we're still wondering, but what if? And here's what the Gita is showing us in this moment. It's okay to be conflicted. It's okay to feel uncertain. What matters is whether we're aware of it or hiding behind it.
So Arjuna wasn't wrong. He was just unaware?
Yes, and Krishna isn't trying to correct him, he's inviting him to get honest. See, Krishna isn't a commander, he's a mirror. He doesn't react, he reflects. And in that reflection, he invites Arjuna and all of us to look deeper.
That's so different from how we're taught to lead today.
Exactly. Most leadership is based on control. Krishna's is based on connection. He doesn't override Arjuna's confusion, he walks with him through it. And that's why the Gita remains timeless. Because it's not just about victory, it's about inner vision.
I love that. Before the battle outside can be fought, the battle inside has to be seen.
Yes. And that's where we all are in some way. Fighting ourselves, trying to build something while secretly breaking it down. That's the real battlefield.
So next time Krishna begins his teaching,
Yes. And not with philosophy or commandments, but with a quiet invitation to see ourselves beyond our roles.
friends, if you've listened this far, maybe you're feeling something stir inside. Maybe your certainty isn't as certain. Maybe your no is really a question. If that's the case, you're not broken. You're brave. Just like Arjuna. And just like him, you're not alone on that chariot. Krishna is already beside you. Check out our exclusive GPT companion link. BYB Interactive. It's your space to interact, explore more insights from the Gita, or just continue the conversation at your own pace. Just tap the link in the show notes or in description. Thank you for traveling this far with us. This was episode 11 of Beyond the Battlefield. The silence is ending. The voice is rising. We'll see you when Krishna speaks. Until then, sit quietly and listen.